Good morning or afternoon or evening, AP friends. I want to talk to you about your AP art portfolio assignment, which is due at the end of the trimester. It will need to be completed in Google Slide, and it is due December 1st. You will need to share this portfolio with me by 5 p.m. on December 1st. We will be presenting our portfolios on December 2nd and 3rd in class. Now, with how this needs to look is a couple different, this is just how it needs to be set up. So first of all, in the first slide, you want to have your name. Then the second slide should be your year. The third should be the type of portfolio you are doing. The fourth slide needs to identify the question of inquiry that has guided your sustained investigation. This part that's in gray will need to be completed at the end of trimester 2. So we're not going to worry about that right now. Slide 5, you'll need to show all of your images of your sustained investigation on one page. At the end of the trimester, it'll be 15 images. At the end of trimester 1, it's 8 to 10. Remember that your sustained investigation is 60% of your grade for the exam. All 3 portfolio students will submit images and writing to document their inquiry-guided investigation through practice, experimentation, and revision. So again, you are going to have a total of 15 images of your sustained investigation through practice, experimentation, and revisions, your sustained investigation of materials, process, and ideas, synthesis of materials, process, and ideas, and depending, you submit a portfolio depending on your type. In each one of your prompts for your sustained investigation, you will be guided by your initial question, but you will also have to show how you practiced, experimented, revised by your questions. So you'll need to have in the prompt the materials you use, the process used, and the size of your piece. You have a maximum of 100 characters for each one of those prompts. So if we go on down to slide 6 through 15, you are going to be putting in your sustained investigation with the dimensions and title, because I would like you to give these a title. That's just a side note from me. In your final portfolio submission, there will be no title, but I would like you to title these, and you need to write the prompt. Now, with these prompts, the first time they can be more than 100 characters. But when we turn in our final portfolio, it needs to be 100 characters maximum. And you can see down here in gray, this is for semester or trimester 2, where we will be putting in images 11 through 15. Now, many of you might only end up with 8 images by the end of try 1, and that's fine. I am pushing for you to work forward and try to get 10. Well, we will just see where we end up. The next section of the portfolio of your slides that you will be doing is your selected works. And these are your best pieces that you have. And for drawing and 2D design, it's 5 physical works of high quality reproduction physical works and written responses on paper describing the materials, process, and ideas used. For AP 3D art and design, you need to have digital images of 5 works with 2 views of each, with your typed responses describing your materials, process, and ideas used. So each one of these require prompts. So you will need to write about all of them. Again, you will need to have your ideas, your materials, and processes. Now, you may or may not have some works from your summer assignments that you can put in for your selected works. If you do, you may go ahead and put them in for your selected works, dimensions, titles, and if you remember, many of those had prompts. So you wrote about them, so you can include those. Ignore these parts right now. These are we're going to be due dates, and I'm changing everything up. So because of COVID, I don't know, some of those dates might change. The final portfolio is due the last week of the trimester. And again, you'll be having to turn in your portfolio the day before the final presentation. Again, down below here, you can see for the 3D, there is one little change here. You have 10 images, remember, for your selected works versus 5, because they want to see 2 different views. I just want to review that with my 3D friends. And so you will need to have multiple views. So start including multiple views. Here are some links that I have put on the page for if you have any questions. And then I also thought it might be nice for you to see what a piece looks like, or an example. And here is when you start your portfolio, this is where you upload the file, size, images, ideas, materials, and processes. And then, and this is for selected works. And then down below here, this is for your sustained investigation, materials, and process. So this is just to kind of get a sneak peek. I am going to jump over to this sample portfolio of a student from last trimester, and you can look at the student's work. Now, because of COVID, they didn't have to submit as many images, but I just want to briefly go over this. So here is the student's central idea. And then here is her explanation and kind of working on her intent. Here are her sustained investigation images, all on one slide. And then as we go into each one of those images, you can see that she talked about materials, process used. And then if we continue down to look at these, you can see what was going on with how they explored and used different materials, processes. The student was very successful on their portfolio. And it's nice to have this particular example to see. And then they did not have to submit the last of the sustained investigation. And then we go into selected works, and they only needed to submit 3 instead of 5 just because of COVID. But it's really nice to see these variety of images. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will answer them as soon as possible. Also, I think it would be wise for starting to meet up with, especially the distance friends, regularly to check in. All right. You guys have a great day. It was nice talking to you this morning, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.